If you've experienced life in the South Pacific, you'll know that no one walks quickly, especially at the end of the day. But if the pace is leisurely, this family of islanders does have an important appointment to keep. They're on their way to a spectacular event which few outsiders ever get to see. Hundreds of islanders from surrounding villages have one destination in mind. They've been waiting for this day for almost a year now. They don't want to be left out. There hasn't been a get-together like this for close on 10 years. What we are about to witness is concerned with an island's people determined to retain at least part of their cultural heritage. Early morning, a village stirs. This is the village meeting place. In Bishlamar, the language of the islanders, it is called the Nakamal. It was here, under the shade of friendly banyan trees, that a chief and his elders came to a momentous decision. Their village would stage the big event. The decision wasn't taken lightly. It meant that the whole village would have to work long and hard to make it all happen successfully. Many months have passed. There is an expectant lull. The villagers rose to the challenge set by their leaders. Most of the preparations have been completed. They can look back on a job well done. There are those who still have things to do. Without question, this man will have to discard Western influences. He is part of a team which, unseen by other villagers, must go off quietly to an unknown location in the tropical undergrowth. And they will reappear in traditional dress. The word is out. Shortly, the men will make their entrance. They will take part in a dress rehearsal, and for the first time, all can witness a ceremony which over many months has been perfected in secret. The youngsters have only been told what to expect. Peaceful still, the Nakamal will soon explode into activity. The gentle chief is proud to brush the humble arena. With his people, he waits patiently for the men to arrive. This is history in the making on the small island of Tanna, one of the 82 islands which make up the Vanuatu chain, formerly known as the New Hebrides. Ever since Captain Cook stepped ashore here in 1774, the islanders have been the victims of missionary zeal and European exploitation. Still, they cling to ancient customs. They will pass them on to their children, who eagerly await their first taste of a ritual which has survived through the ages. Under the scrutiny of the village chief, the men are about to perform a dance ceremony, which is to form part of a grand festival, which on average is held only once each decade. In effect, this is a practice session. Tomorrow, the dancers from this village of Inner Hook will be performing the real thing in friendly competition with a visiting group from the village of Vanuatu. For months, they've been brushing up on the steps, movements and songs in readiness for the big day. A Nikoya festival is held only when an island group feels it is rich enough to stage it. Then it approaches another island group to be its partner in the celebrations. And that was the decision made by the chief of this village, to play host. These are the final preparations. Even the younger members of this troupe take it all very seriously. They don't want to let the side down, even if it is exhausting work. This is a serious affair. They will be representing friends, relatives and allies at the festival, called the Nikoya. There are no musical instruments on Tanna, apart from a few panpipes. It is the repetitive stamping of feet that sets the beat. And with a little help from the outside world, it will be recorded for all time. Energy spent, the show is over. For the time being, at least. Three kilometres away at Vanuatu, the visiting group are about to put the final touches to their performance. They too have been practising secretly for months. They too have stuck rigidly to custom. They too are holding the final dress rehearsal. Shortly, their supporters will see the results of their endeavours. According to tradition, as the visitors, they will be presenting the TOKA dance. A dance which is steeped in myth and legend. The songs and music for the TOKA are specially written for each festival. Custom requires that the chosen songwriter must rub his body with coconut oil to purify it. He then leaves his wife and family and goes into the jungle for inspiration. He listens to the wind in the trees. He studies his dreams. A song comes to him as a whole, and if the dancers agree, he teaches them his new creation. In most cases, the songs have words which are foreign even to the dancers. It is difficult, even by chance, to discover the exact meanings. In former times, the men and women taking part in such dance ceremonies were completely separated, and in many cases were required to refrain from sexual intercourse. A Nika was last held on Tanna in 1974. Undoubtedly, each group taking part in this one will want a show of its best. It's odds on there won't be another festival in this area for some time to come. Only the younger members of this group could possibly get another chance. Then they'll be men. The final practice session over, the dancers hang their TOKA dance sticks on the banyan tree. Later, they will meet here and head off to the host village for the festivities. At the host village, the big moment is fast approaching. Only now can the women bring in from the fields the food they have tended over the past months. Much greater quantities have been grown for the coming feast and for the exchanges of food that will take place. There will be many mouths to feed. The hosts, according to tradition, have agreed to act as caterers. The population of this 32-kilometre long island is about 20,000 people. Almost 4,000 of them are expected to attend. In essence, the Nikoya is a celebration where two tribal groups exchange gifts of pigs and food. This is accompanied by a number of ceremonies, including the dancing. The presentation of pigs from one group to the other is a significant part of the proceedings, second only in importance to the dance ceremonies. Pigs on Tanna, where tourists are a rarity, are a sign of wealth, and in the lead-up to the festival, there are a number of strict guidelines which must be adhered to. In advance, the participating parties must know the number of pigs they will be providing. They bring to preliminary